Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day. Today I'm going to do a reading on weather, how the weather's been like um, this summer. So I'm going to do weather. I thought it would be a fun, interesting topic that I don't see too many people do for the summer. So I'm going to do the weather. An upcoming video I'll do, about Donald Trump's health getting worse. Right now I'm going to do the weather. It being so hot where I live right now in Massachusetts in the 90s, 800s. The 4th of July, it's going to be up to 99 and hopefully it will rain. So I'm going to ask, is it going to be hot for the next few years? Are we going to have hot summers throughout the year? Please tell me. Are we going to have hot summers in the future, 2027, 2028, in the future, in the next 4 years, in the summer months? Are we always going to have hot? Please tell me. Is it going to be hot as hell? Sometimes I swear, entertainment purposes. Is it going to be hot? I'm using the plain tarot cards, and I also do oracle cards, so I'll do that too. Please tell me, are we going to have a hot summer for the next 4, 5, 6, 10 years, the next bunch of years? Oracle cards, I'm doing, what's my vibe too? It's going to be hot. Hot summer in the summertime. Hot sun in the summertime. Okay, I'll do 4. I'll just flip it. See what it says. And I'm gonna do 2 oracle cards. All right, here we go. Let's see what it says. Another one wanted to go. Okay, about the weather, it's gonna be failure, unfinished. The weather's gonna be unfinished, with the heat wave. People are gonna be sick, there might be powdered outages. There might be delays, because they're gonna have, how they say you can't, your water bans where you can't, water your plants, you can't water things, you can't water. They do a lot of water bans, so you can't water your house. They do a lot of water, so there's gonna be delays on, paying for things because it will be very expensive. Also, delays because of how expensive it is going to be with air conditioning. So the weather is going to be delays, and it will be very hot in some places and then cool in other places. So there's delays on that, the weather. And some people are going to feel lazy about it because they don't want to work because it's so hot. Because a lot of people have to work outside and they don't want to. They feel like, oh God, it's going to be so dangerously hot and sick. You have to be careful because it's going to be, and they feel anxiety and oh God, is it dangerous to work outside in this like 90 to 100 degrees, especially if you have to wear a uniform like policemen. There's people who do a policeman, paramedics, the people who do lawns, they have to wear jeans, and they get anxiety because they're afraid of getting hot and drinking enough water. So they have anxiety about not drinking a lot of water. Also, they feel people are critical on the job they're doing. Keeping their working hard. They feel overbearing, and they feel bitchy. You can be bitchy when you are stuck outside working, or you're in the heat all the time. You can be bitchy, and that's what it says is bitchiness. You feel cold, dangerous. It can be very dangerous to be outside in the heat, because you could get sunstroke. You can, so you have to take care of yourself. Drink lots of water, put sunscreen, bug spray. If you have to take your dog out, take it for a short time. It can be dangerous and harsh. The summers can be dangerous and harsh, so take care of yourself. Um, the truth's going to come out on why it's going to eventually happen, why it's getting so hot. Maybe it has to do with the ozone layer or something, why it's always getting so hot and dangerous, and they can cause fires, like in California with the temperatures going over 100. It caused a lot of wildfires. I'll look that up in the next reading. And people are going to try to have fun, go to the beach, go to the beach, pay the outrageous prices, go to the beach, go to the pools, get some relax, go swimming, take it easy, do water sports, go water parks, keep cool. But there's some people who are psychopaths that take advantage of, the weather, so watch out. Watch out for some people who can be abusive. If you're working in a nursing home or something, be careful, or elderly, that people can be abusive, the people running the government or the town. Be careful. And there might be legal problems because of the heat and the weather, because people will, they'll say you have to be careful. You have to stay indoors where the air conditioning. And if it doesn't, how they have those commercials where they say call if you fall or something, if you take a walk where, the elderly fall, they say call a lawyer and stuff. So be careful. Lawyers can sometimes, with the heat, they use it as a way for you to sue someone. So be careful, because lawyers, there's lawyers. So be careful. Yeah, be careful. I'm going to ask, what's the next question that I was going to ask? About the forest fires in California. I'm going to ask about, is that going to continue throughout my lifespan? Are there going to be more fires in California and the West Coast, away from Massachusetts? Is there going to be more forest fires there? Are there going to be more forest fires? I'll do 3, and then I'll do these. Is there going to be more forest fires? Are we going to have more forest fires in the future in the west coast of California, Montana? More forest fires. Yep, there is. It's going to be more forest fire. God, a lot of these are the same ones. Yeah, people are going to have to do accomplishment. I guess they're going to have to find better ways to stop the forest fires, like water, getting water, taking care of the animals, make sure people's homes don't, go, belly up, get destroyed. So they're going to have to and they're going to have to travel far to get the water, because there might be a drought. I'm going to look up, are there going to be droughts? They're going to have to, they're going to have to succeed in California and the Midwest to try to make it less hot and less fires. So I don't know how they're going to do that. Well, look. They're going to have to use some brains and intelligence to stop these fires. They can't let them, because you don't know if they're man-made or, from the heat. So they're going to have to be empathetic. They're going to have to think positive. They're going to have to think of ways to stop it, the fire, and be supportive, and say we got to support the people who live in these areas where the fires are. So you have to be supportive. Maybe they'll do Red Cross, or charities, give them water like they did in the time when they had that big dome and the people had to leave their homes and had to go to the dome and have free water and food and first aid. Maybe they're going to have to do that. I think we're going to have to open up a lot of places that have for when people get homeless from the fires. I think there's going to be a lot of charity places where people are going to have to go to when they get homeless. And some people are going to be nurturing, the Red Cross, first aid, people who help people who are homeless. They're going to have to help out because of the fires. They lose their homes, or because $1 million homes or thousands of dollar homes. Not all California is rich. There's some that are poor. They're going to be out, homeless, and the shelters. They have to go to shelters and have to and they'll have to develop ways to help out other people. Greed. Some people are going to be greedy during the time during California or the Midwest. They want the money, and they're not sure how they're going to ask for it, because some people take advantage of people when a bad time happens, like fires or something. So some people can be very greedy and say, "Oh, I'm going to give the money to charity, like the Red Cross or something, FEMA or something like that," when a fire happens, but it doesn't really happen. Yeah. And people are going to try to relax and not, and some people are going to have fun during the time it happens. In other parts of the world, when the fire happens, they're going to be party. Maybe, they're going to be, cooking something. But be careful. There's a lot of people going to take advantage of psychopaths. There's a lot of psychopaths that might be in California taking advantage of people with their bad luck of their homes being tortured and stuff. In California or in the Midwest, so be careful. There's abuse. People can be abusive. Wow, shuffle that. All right. What's the thing? Oh yeah. With the fires, I'll use another thing. Are they going to? Are they? A lot of people going to lose their lives during the fires and the heat wave. I'll say fires. First, I'll say fires. People going to lose. Is there going to be a lot of people going to lose their lives during the fire? Are they going to lose their lives? Is a lot of people going to lose their lives during the fire, which would suck? Are people going to lose their lives? Is a bunch of people going to lose their lives with the fires? And then I'll ask about the heat too. Please tell me, a bunch of people going to lose their lives during, the fires, with the smoke, and get, and the house burns down. Are they gonna have that? This is a different article. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do 1. Oh, shuffle. The fires. Are any bunch of people gonna lose their lives, like the elderly, children, or anybody? 3. Please tell me. All right. Any fires? Well. It says people are going to work to come together to try not to have it happen. They're going to try to competition. They're trying to cover her up. Yeah, they're going to try not to have bad things happen to people and prevent people from dying and getting killed from the fires. And they want to celebrate life, even though, there might be a few deaths, but it won't be significant. amount of deaths. So far, it doesn't say that, but we'll see. It says they're going to work on it. But there's difficult decisions because they don't want people to know if there's a bunch of people who died. They don't want people to know, if there's a big fire in California or in the Midwest. And they don't want to tell people that a lot of people lost their life when it could have been prevented. So they have to choose how they're going to go in, if someone's going to leak it out or blow the whistle on it. So they have to think about it. They tried to avoid people knowing the truth about if some bunch of people lose their lives during a fire. And, they're going to struggle with it. Some people will be like, let's tell the people, let's be honest, and let's not lie and sugarcoat, because I can't stand liars. I'm a Sag. Anyway, yeah, and they're exhausted and fatigued going through the fires. The firemen, the paramedic, the governor of wherever in town it is. People are going to be tired from, stopping the fires. The firemen, the paramedic, the people who bring food and water, when they have to go to the shelters, because I did reading about there's people going to lose their homes. So people are going to be exhausted and fatigued. They'll be wiped out. It's like, they might have post-traumatic stress disorder because they're so tired from, stopping the fires and, saving lives and the animals too. So, like I said, there's going to be people, God, this is another greed. Some people are going to be greedy, thinking their hands should be out when there's a fire. They only think of the money, money. They don't care about the other people. They only care about making a buck. That might be, I don't know, the president or something. Someone who's running the country or government might be thinking about making money, or a news person will think about their reputation, making themselves look good. They don't care about the fellow man. That's what it says. They only feel like they're making financial. They're only in it to make finances. They don't care about the other people. Saving faces. You may need to grin and bear it. Keep your job. So a lot of people are going to try to grin and bear. Working when there's a fire. They're going to have to work hard, and they're going to have to grin and bear it, even though they don't want to do it because it's a lot of stress, but they know they have to. It seems like a long sludge, but your effort will pay off. So it will pay off them working hard, to stop the fires. They're going to work hard, and they'll feel better being a team player. And give and take. Be open to drive and receive to keep the flow going with some change of heart. So you go with the flow, and you're going to do the best you can when there's a fire, and stop, and you work hard, and you'll have rewards. You'll feel better and happy that you helped other people during a bad time of a fire. Okay, now they say some people are going to, what about with the heat? Or is anybody, in the heat in the future? Are people you don't really hear it, but are there going to be people dying from the heat in the future, in Massachusetts, New England, California, United States? I'll do United States. People with this major heat wave in the future, it says it's going to happen. Are people going to die? Is there going to be a lot of deaths because of the heat? We're going to have a lot of heat, deaths from heat stroke. And please tell me, a lot of people going to die from heat stroke, which would suck. I'll do this. I like to do different. All right. A lot of people are going to die from heat stroke, which would be terrible. Or, the system, when you're older, your health isn't as good because you have to stay in. All right. Let's see. It says a lot of people love themselves and they're going to try to keep themselves healthy and, drink lots of liquids, drink Gatorade, eat better, like eat salads. A lot of people won't want to cook a lot of meals, they'll eat light, or they'll have people do meals on wheels, or someone will help the elderly, and, they don't want to eat, cook. You don't want to cook when it's 90 degrees. If you do, you want to have a salad or something you don't want to really, there will be some people fighting, there might be some people fighting, because of heat, because they have to go, to a place. People don't want to end up going to senior center or whatever, and there's going to be fighting, because when it comes to the heat, people can pick fights, and people can be nasty when the heat is bad. People get in bad moods, like nasty. Yeah, people can be really jerks, and there'll be broken communication. People won't want to communicate. There'll be fighting. When you're driving, road rage. You'll be people road raging. Yeah, and it also says that self-doubt, lack of awareness. So people's unaware that there could be people dying from the heat, so they're not paying attention. Or they might think this person gets what they deserve. They feel like they're being punished for it. Like they said, hey, this person gets what they deserve, so punishment. That's what it says, punishment. Also, they think that some people are going to be disconnected, that, the lives are not going to be around. Because, when it's 100 degrees and you're an old person, or 90 degrees, a lot of people won't survive the heat. They'll be disconnected, and they won't survive, they'll die. Because it says some people will die, and try one more time. People are going to try one more time to keep people from, getting sick, hyperthermia, heat stroke, making sure you drink a lot. A lot of people are going to check on the elderly and make sure in the children, to make sure that people aren't getting sick. They're going to avoid. They're going to try to go into the nursing homes or adult living and check on people, say, are you okay? Are you drinking liquids? That's what I do. I go and check my mother and see if she's okay in this heat. Yeah. But there's a fear of loss. People are going to be fearful they're going to lose their loved one because of the heat in the weather, because of fear that maybe the air conditioning might break down or the power might go out. So they might be fearful that something's going to happen. And we consider your alliance, make a connection. Maybe you'll make a new connection. Maybe maybe there'll be someone that has a generator that they can plug in a fan and something. Maybe they'll have people come together in a like a nursing home or a adult living where they can come together. You know how they do that? Sometimes when it's really hot, they come during the week and they can cool down there. The seniors or people, go to. You will not fear to stop at time. You will not let fear stop. So some people who are elderly or non-elderly are not going to let it get to them, get the heat to get to them. They're not going to, they're going to say, okay, this is a summer. By the end of the summer, it'll be over by September. The heat will be gone. The temperatures, or the end of the month, it will go up. Down, so you don't have to worry about it. Now you're independence free. So they're independence free. That a lot of seniors don't want to give up their independence, and other people don't want to give up their independence. They like to live on their own. They don't want to have other people take care of them. So it says some people aren't going to make it in the heat. Will there be a lot of? I was talking about summer, but I'll talk now about the fall. Are we going to have a lot of snow this year in the next 4 years? Are we having a lot of snow in the next 4 years? Are we going to have a lot of snow? Because right now it's weird to say snow when it's 80 or 90 degrees. in New England, but I'll say that. In Massachusetts or New England, are we gonna New England or Alaska, England? Are we going to have a lot of snow? Are we gonna have a lot of snow this year for people can go um, for people can go kabobbining, people go skiing, different kinds of skiing, winter sports, because some people like winter sports. I personally don't, but hey, to his own. Uh, uh, is there are people gonna be going skiing? When skiing. Sorry. Are they gonna be? Is there gonna be a lot of snow? Sorry, I said that. Skiing. I don't know why I had that on my mind. Uh, is there? Are we gonna have a lot of snow this year? Uh, I'll do two. We're gonna have a lot of snow for the next 4 years. We're gonna have some, like, and then I'll ask, are we ever gonna have like another blizzard or 78 or whatever? All right. Yes, we're gonna have a lot of snow this year. Oh my God. All right. So people are going to be searching for alternatives to keep themselves warm. They're going to buy, there's a lot of people going to buy generators. People are going to buy generators. When they say there's going to one, Amazon's going to, a lot of people are going to go to Amazon and order a bunch of generators because they want to keep warm. They don't want to have to rely on other people. They want to stay home. They want to be left alone. They don't want to be going out, have to shovel the driveway, have accidents. A lot of people stay home, cuddle with their blankets. If the power goes out, they'll play games. A lot of people are going to buy generators, and yeah, it's going to snow a lot. Love, people are going to love being together for a short time. They're going to be together. Families are going to get together. They'll have to play games together. They'll eat canned food and stuff. Don't forget to always have extra food, water, and batteries in the winter. Even in the summer, always bring up, and people are going to feel loved. And movement, wellness, control. Some people like to be in control even though there's a snowstorm and stuff. They want to know what's going on. They're gonna, if they have a generator, they plug in the television for a little while, and they watch the new weather channels for a short time. So they want to save up, and they'll know what's going to happen. So they want to know what's going on. They want the truth, so called the truth, and they want to do it, and they want be the one in control and have willpower of doing things their own way. They don't want anybody else to doing it. And they think some people are very controlling when it comes to this. Like, you have to do what we say, and if you don't like it, tough luck. They there's going to be people reckless. Some people are going to drive when they tell you not to drive. When there's a emergency, there's going to be people who won't listen to you. They'll say, screw you, I'm not going to listen to you, I'm going to do it, and then they're going to have the car in a ditch or put someone's life in danger. So there's going to be reckless and stubborn people who won't want to listen to people when they say you shouldn't be driving because there's a state of emergency. They think they're very entitled. They think, oh, that doesn't apply to me. And people are going to be greedy, like, oh God, how we have to go in to the supermarket. We're going to have to get food. And a lot of these people who work at the supermarket want to stay open and don't care that the people working there, it could be dangerous to them. They say, who cares? There's a lot of managers, I'm not saying all managers, there's a bunch of managers or corporations are going to be greedy. They only care about the buck. And people want to have fun, they wish they were in the Caribbean or something, or they have fun at home, doing stuff, playing games or something, reading a book or something. Yeah, one more question on this subject. And then I gotta go. I have to go and cook dinner for me and my husband. What about? Are we gonna have a lot of rain, hurricanes? Are we gonna have hurricane season? Are we gonna have a lot of hurricane season? Uh, it's okay, baby. This is the last question of the day. Are we gonna have a lot of hurricanes in the next few years? Are we gonna have a bunch of hurricane seasons? Are we gonna have a lot of hurricane whatever? I'll probably make future videos on weather. I think it's a good subject to talk about. Like I said, entertainment purposes. Are we gonna have a lot of hurricanes? This I'm putting out because it showed, and it's in reverse. So I do reverses. A lot of people don't, and that's their stick, but I do. If something falls out, I'm gonna do 4. It says we're not going to have a lot of hurricanes bad, but it says there's going to strength. There's going to be strength in in the hurricane seasons, though. Even though it says no, there is going to be strength in these hurricanes. They're going to go, so you be careful. Yeah, and self-doubt. Some people are doubtful if they should go to the place where the hurricanes are, like in the Caribbean or Florida. People have doubt, oh, should we stay or should we go? Like the song says, should I stay or should we go? Yeah, and new mode, the struggle, like, should we leave? When they say, leave now because your home might be not there anymore because of the hurricanes. So some people struggle, should I leave my home and my stuff and take my dog and stay then go to another state and leave? Should we leave before everybody else goes on the highway, or should they stay? So some people are going to struggle with, should I stay or should I go? And also release of fear. People try not to be fearful of storms because they've been through through their lives, like they say, through the ringer of always having storms. They live through them. The ones like Massachusetts, or if we ever have real bad storms, which we don't have hurricanes that much. Occasionally we do, but it's more like Florida, that area, or the Caribbean or Hawaii or whatever. Yeah, people are going to try to not be too emotional because I've said, I'm used to, the hurricane season. I'm just going to live with it, go with the flow. Not too many, a bunch of people won't care about it. Lost opportunities. So they might lost opportunities like, oh, you have to get get food, water. The news will say, don't forget to get your food and water. Rush to Costco. Rush to I don't know, BJ's. Rush to Walmart. Rush to Target. Rush to the supermarket. Get your food and the water before it runs out. Make sure you have bags filled of sand. So they're going to really kind of, there's going to be lost opportunities, missed chances of, a lot of people might miss the chance of, leaving their house with their pets and going to a hotel far away, or to someone's house that they know that's in dry land, or in excess. People might drink, party when there's a hurricane. They might say, let's throw a beer party now that we find out there's going to be a hurricane. Let's get drunk and let's get loaded. There's a lot of people who have parties when they're, especially teenagers or 20 plus, because you have to be 20 even though some people do it underage. But there's a lot of people who are going to be drinking when there's a hurricane coming, and the police will have to knock on the door and say, enough, no partying, during a hurricane season. But people who don't care, they'll say, I'll throw a party if I want, during a hurricane. There are such people do hurricane parties. So there's a lot of people who, and there's some people want to self-healing, like they're not going to drink because they don't want to be foggy and have their, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't want them addictions to be judged. They want to know what's they're doing, because when you're drunk or passed out when there's a hurricane, you're going to be pretty much screwed. So, they're going to be people going to be being addicted. They might do drugs, pot or something, like they do. So, yeah, there's going to be some some partying during these hurricane seasons, which I think is stupid. But hey, people, some college kids are going to be partying during hurricane, drinking and drugging and whatever when they're not supposed to, and they're going to get what comes around goes around. So I'm going to do 3 more cards, and then that's it. Anything else you want to tell me before about the next 4 years? I'm doing 3 cards, and then that's it. I'm going to put on my jammies, be with my dog because she's crying. People are going to be emotional this year, the next 4 years, because of the weather, because they're going to, I think they're not going to be prepared as much. Some people will be and some will not. Some people won't. They'll wait for the last minute and get some milk at the last minute. So a lot of people are going to be insecure, and they're going to create blocks. Like, people won't plan ahead. A lot of people are not going to plan ahead. They're going to wait till the last minute. But some people are going to be nurturing and caring, like, oh, it's not going to be that bad during the weather, hurricane season or snowstorms or fires. They're not say, they'll have blinders on and say it's going to be okay. There's, they say they're going to try to develop and have a better understanding of what this weather. I think there's going to be people. The meteorologist is going to learn more in the next few years of how hurricanes and snowstorms and floods and hurricanes. I think they're going to learn. I feel like the meteorologists are going to learn the next 4 to 6 years about the weather, how it affects people and how it works. And people are going to be overwhelmed because of what the weather's going to be like when it gets really bad. People are like, oh God, they're going to be stressed out. They have post-traumatic stress disorder. They'll think, oh God, I can't have enough food in my refrigerator if it goes bad. What am I going to do if I didn't get a generator? Or they'll think of what ifs. A lot of people aren't going to be, and people are going to have arguments. People are going to lack a purpose, the fantasy of what they could have done better. People are going to have fantasies of what should I plan ahead. There's some people going to wonder what they plan, and some people are going to be very immature. Immature. When it comes to the storm, they act like a child. Like, oh, it's coming. Yeah, like I said. And some people are going to be nurturing, like they're going to be like a parent. So I hope this wasn't too long. This was about the weather in the next 4 to 7 years. Take care and have a good day, and I'll make more videos. Bye.